Okay, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us for our Global Advisor Training. We're really happy that you joined us. I'm going to introduce you to Nancy Baumann. She's going to share all the Globus brands with us, including Avalon Waterways. And just so that you know, this is being recorded. Please kindly mute yourselves and ask any questions in the chat. And then once we end the presentation, we will be able to answer all your questions then. Thank you so much. And Nancy, we'll move it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much and welcome everybody. I'm actually going to turn my camera off so you're focused really on our presentation today. I have about a 30-minute kind of an update between the Globus family of brands and Avalon. And just to kind of give you, some ideas of where we are, all the different things that are going on. There's a lot, and you guys are so busy for next year. I will say, or I should say now this year, for 2024, it is just going gangbusters. So thank you for all of your support and keep booking. This is going to be the year that the client really needs to book early, and they need to get their things on the books because we just don't want them to miss out. But we are open through 2025, and for groups we're open in 26 as well. So if you're not muted, just go ahead and mute your phone now, and we'll keep all that background noise out, and we can open it up at the end. So let me give you an idea of, let me get to my screen here. So right now we have 543 vacations going. That is a lot of vacations, over 6 continents, and we're 96 years old. So that is pretty exciting. Just want to make sure you can still hear me as all my pictures just went away. Karen, can you just make sure? Okay.
Can.
Okay, great.
And we can still see your presentation as well.
Okay, great. Karen and I were just discussing technology. When it works, it's fabulous. And when it doesn't, it's not so fabulous, but that's all right. So I love to show this slide because I want to make sure that we don't just show this to show how many vacations we have and how great we are, but we're really proud of the number of vacations. But the biggest point is that we have boots on the ground all over the world. So no matter what is happening, if there's some political unrest or your client needs help, they need to get home or they're sick, we have people all over the world that can help our customers right now. And Globus is our land company and Avalon is our riverboat company. If we need to get hotel rooms, if we need to get shuttles, we have that readily available to us all over the world. So keep that in mind. And just so you know, 52% of all land vacations in the world are Globus vacations. So that's kind of an exciting little thing. And at the end of the day, we really want to be your partner in profit. So we believe that we do pay you very fair and very high commissions, and we pay your commissions out early. So once your customer is paid their final payment, we will send the final payment over to 1000 Mile Travel Group. So it's same commission whether you book us online or if you call in for reservations. And most of your customers, they will come back. In fact, 20% of them come back in 90 days. So think about that, make sure that you're contacting your clients when they come back and find out what is on their bucket list for their next trip. I think a couple of the big exciting things is that after COVID, we are debt-free, which a lot of people cannot say that right now. So you are booking with a stable company who's going to be here for at least another 100 years. And our BDMs are 100% trade focused. So we are not going to go after your groups or your clients directly. We want to make sure that you keep that business and you keep those commissions. Now, we are the #1 rated cruise line. We're the #1 rated tour operator out there. We're reliable. We have stability in our company. And we just want to make sure that your money is safe with us. So let's kind of get into the heart of some of our tours. Now, I'm going to go through a lot of different things today. So I just want to make sure that you can kind of keep in the back of your head that she said something about that, and then you can reach out to me and we can really get into detail about what your clients might need. Now, our 2 big areas of focus are really our 2 land tours, our Globus tours and our Cosmos tours. Now, Globus is the one that came out 96 years ago. It is really kind of our mothership of the company. It is probably a little more expensive tour part of the company. All the hotels that your customers will stay in will be 4- and 5-star hotels. They are city center. So you can see this beautiful picture of the Eiffel Tower. we are standing at the hotel taking that picture. So you are about 3 blocks away from the Eiffel Tower. Now on the Cosmos side, that brand came out in the 60s. It was really designed to be our value-minded brand. At the time, it was a little bit more for a younger sect, but now it has really changed. We have people of all ages on there. In many cases, you can go on 2 Cosmos tours a year versus 1 Globus tour a year. Those hotels in Cosmos are 3- and 4-star hotels, and they are usually not in city center. So you might have to take a shuttle into town. You might have to, walk a little bit to get to a restaurant, but it's still a very good value for those people. And there are some great tours that are on the Cosmos side that they have to be in Cosmos just because there aren't 4- and 5-star hotels. And I give 2 examples. One is Switzerland by Rail, which is an awesome tour, but there's not a 4- or 5-star hotel. The other one is Gourmet Tuscany. You spend 7 nights in the same hotel in Montecatini, and you hub and spoke out of there. So 2 great packages, but they're on the Cosmos side. Now, if you aren't confused enough, we have 12 different touring styles. And this is where I say, you know what, we have so much out there. So just kind of remember just a little nugget from each area, because we want to make sure that whatever your customer is looking for, we probably have something for them. The main thing that we don't do is the Caribbean. There's many, many people out there that do it. They do it well. And so that is one area that we stay away from. But other than that, we have all kinds of different tours. The first one I'm going to talk about is our undiscovered tours. Now, these came out pre-COVID. We started in Italy. And what happened was people told us, oh my gosh, I'm never going to go to Italy again because I've already been there. And we found out they only went to the main 3 cities. So there's so much more to see in Italy. So we started with the Undiscovered series. These are areas that travelers probably wouldn't go on their own. They probably wouldn't drive there, and you will not see any other tour companies there. So one of the exciting tours I love to show is the Scottish Highland Fling. Now, we do a lot of Scottish tours, but we add in other cities. This particular one is an undiscovered. And look at that. You're getting all the way up into the nooks and crannies of Scotland. And this is such an exciting thing because so many people's heritage is from Scotland. And so they love to get up here. They love to see all these tiny little cities. And they're really going to get a good flavor. And they're going to be off that beaten path. Now, every type of tour I talk about, like this little undiscovered, this is all on your travel agent portal. It is also in your brochures. If you don't have a brochure, I'll tell you at the end how you can order one, and we can get those to you right away. Now, the other company that we have in our portfolio is our Independence by Globus. Now, these are those tours, if anybody remembers Monograms from years ago, during COVID, we sunsetted that product and we brought it back out under a different name called Independence by Globus. What it is basically you will have 3 nights in a particular city, and I will show you those different cities, and you will be able to stay there for 3 nights. I will show you the cities on the left. We have London, London and Paris, London, Paris and Amsterdam, Paris, Rome, Rome, Florence, and Venice. And so these are great cities where you have a 3-night package. You will get to the hotel. You will have a half-day city tour. So we will give our customers a half-day city tour, which they'll be with other people. And then they're on their own for the rest of the time. But with that, they can we have a host at the hotel. That host will be there to assist them with tickets, with other tours, with suggestions, or answer any questions that they might have. So this is the perfect type of tour for those guests who think that I don't want a tour guide. I don't want to be with other people. I just want to be on my own. But you and I know that they need to be with a couple other people. Now, if you look at the left, we did just add a couple other cities. We added Dublin and Belfast, Barcelona, Madrid, and Malaga, and Paris and Amsterdam. So these are great packages for those people that really want that independent. Again, you can find this under Independence on your travel agent portal, and you can combine these cities. Now, all the other areas on this particular chart, you can do any of our exotics for independence, and they'll basically get a private tour. So they can go over into Buenos Aires or down into South America, and they can do an independence. They'll have the full tour. They'll have the tour guide at the hotel, but they're a little bit more independent. Now, some other ways to tour. We have our cruise and tours. So we partner with many different cruise lines around the world. So we do partner with Holland America for Alaska. So you can do a Holland America cruise and then do our land package. We do partner with Hurtigruten. We partner with Katarina Cruises in Croatia. So we have partnerships all over the world, as well as rail vacations. We work with Rocky Mountaineer for Canada and Rocky Mountaineer for Denver and to their Denver to Moab. And then we do have other train companies throughout the world, including Australia. We're on the GON train. So if you've got those guests who really want some rail vacations, keep us in mind. And then, of course, we do our special events. So we have our Iditarod, which is on my bucket list. So we have a couple of departure dates for that. And then we do the Tournament of Roses. We do New Mexico's annual balloon fiesta. If you've never seen that, thousands of balloons go up in the air at the same time. It's early in the morning, but it's a very beautiful, very exciting thing. And I like to point out the couple things that we don't do on there because people ask us a lot about the Olympics. We don't do the Olympic tickets. We can get you there. Probably the best time is not during the Olympics because it is so busy and so many people have that space locked up. And we don't do the Munich's Oktoberfest. We can get you to Munich, but everybody wants their own specific tent and they want to have their own idea of what they want to do. So we don't actually do that particular event. So the other type of tour that we came up over COVID was our choice touring. This is really exciting because this is the opportunity for those people that say, you know, I don't like the motor coach tours because I have to get off the bus and all of us have to do the exact same tour every single day. This is kind of like when people take cruises and they get off the cruise and they get a choice of what they want to do. We are starting to develop that on the tour side, which is pretty exciting and pretty exciting for those guests that do want that freedom and that choice. I'm going to show you one example of our Hot Tam Scotland by Design. This is one of our tours. Now, keep in mind, we only have 13 tours right now that we do this with, but they'll get into the first city, into Edinburgh. They're going to have two different choices of tours. So somebody may want to go golfing. Someone may want to do the wine tour. Then we move up the coast. You get three choices in that city. So every time you see this little C, that means that the guests are going to get choices of what they want to do. So the other cities, they all get three different choices. Again, there's no charge to do these. They are included tours. It's just we're giving our guests choices. They'll be able to sign up ahead of time, or they can sign up with their tour director on the motor coach. And all of these tours, it's either between North America and Europe. And it's kind of fun because they all have great names. We have Hot Tam, we have Green with Envy, That's Samore. So they're fun little tours. Again, you can find these all either in the travel agent portal or in your brochure. Now, one of my favorite areas, and I think this is truly an exciting one, especially for the virtuoso client, private touring. This is such a unique type of touring that we have. You can take any of our European tours and you can turn it into a private tour. So if you have a family of 15 that wants to take the grandparents, the kids, the grandkids, they can take our Ireland and they can turn it into a private tour. They'll get their own vehicle, their own tour guide, and their own driver. So it's really a great way for that family to be with just their group of people and not with other guests. Now, they can't change the nights around, but during the day, if they don't want to go to a church or they don't want to go to a winery, we can certainly move things in and out for them as they're on the road. As long as the bus driver can put it in his schedule, we can certainly do that. But if you remember nothing, this is such a great program, especially for that high-end customer. And then, of course, we do have our small group discoveries. So these are about 24 passengers. I'll show you a picture where you can find these on the travel agent portal. So these are our regular tours, just with a smaller amount of people on the motor coach. So a regular motor coach will hold about 40 passengers. These will only take about 24 passengers. The price will be about 10% higher when they take this, but these really sell out very quickly and are probably our first to sell out on the tours. Now, if you go into your travel agent portal, you'll see all of the different little buttons underneath a particular tour, and you can see where the red arrow is, private touring options. So that's the one that we did talk about for the high-end customer. And then, of course, we have our small group discovery. So with the private tour, the guests will pay the regular price, and then there's a per person rate that they will add on to that depending on how many people go. And it's not always that much. I mean, if you have about 15 people, it could be anywhere from $200 to $400 additional per person. But to have their own private tour, the other group that is going on this, we're doing a lot of bachelorette parties over into London and Paris, over into that Tuscany area. So keep that in mind, be creative, and let me know how I can help you with that. So let's talk a little bit about Avalon, our riverboat cruises. We are, as you can see, the beautiful little ships along the way. I will tell you guys, you have done so well this year in selling this. We definitely do have pockets open throughout the year, but we are definitely more full, if that's a word. We are filled more than we have been any other year. So we're very excited about the year coming up. We actually did just move 3 ships over into the Christmas markets. So our Christmas markets were sold out, but we now have just taken 3 of our ships that were in dry dock, moved them into the Christmas markets so we can add some more capacity there. So this is what they look like. You know, if you haven't been on one of the ships, if you're looking to go on one of them, we are just announcing, actually probably at the conference, so you guys are the first to know, we are announcing a FAM at the end of June. So if you're looking to perhaps do that, let me know and I will certainly send you the information. But these are the beautiful ships. You can see very easy on, easy off. We have 2 main sizes in Europe. We have 163 passengers and we have 128 passengers. Now we talk primarily about Europe in this presentation, but keep in mind, we do the Mekong over in Asia. We do the Galapagos, we do the Amazon, we have sailings in Egypt and in India. So we travel all over the world. But for today's purpose, primarily we're talking about the ships in the European market. Now I love this slide. You know, every single ship that goes through Europe can only be 33 feet wide. And that is because of the locks. So as you can see, they can't be another inch wider. Doesn't matter whether you're a barge, whether you're one of the other riverboat companies, all of us can only be 33 feet wide. So if you look to the picture on the right of the screen where that white portion is, this is what I love to show if people always say that they need a balcony. That white portion would actually be your balcony if you had a balcony in your cabin. What we have chosen to do is taken away the balcony, made your entire cabin one big large suite, one big large balcony. So 80% of our cabins on the ship are 200 square feet, 30% larger than the industry standard. And you know, I'm sure all of you have heard many times, oh, I'm never in my cabin and so I could get the cheapest thing out there. You know what? It's because maybe you had such a bad cabin. These cabins are so beautiful and it's so nice to relax in them. And look at how our beds are faced. So our beds face the window. And that sounds a little ridiculous until you do it. And you actually are able to look out over 2,000 years of beauty from your bed. So look at this cabin. So again, 80% of our cabins look like this. You can see the entire wall looking out is one big window. It's 11 feet wide, 7 feet tall, 2 twin beds that convert into a king size bed. And you get to choose how hard you want your bed or how soft you want your bed. So the 2 mattresses on there, one can be flipped soft, one can be flipped a little bit harder. You get a choice of pillows. So you have 6 different choices of pillows. Very spacious room, very comfortable. Of course, has a safe. It has a refrigerator. All the air in your cabin is circulated only in your cabin. So you are not sharing air with any other cabins or the hallway. It's just your air. So they're very comfortable and quite lovely. And look at these beautiful bathrooms, all, beautiful marble on there, nice, lovely big shower. And if you can see in the mirror, we do have two different colors of towels. And we do that because we ask our guests, if you don't need to change your towels every day, help us conserve water and rehang your towels. And so this way, one person will have one color and one person will have another. So it's kind of a little ingenious. And look at these beautiful, public areas. Very fresh, very bright. In the upper left, of course, we have our little bar area serving all the main drinks up there. There's a beautiful coffee machine on the left of it that is open 24/7, so people can go there. There's also one in the back end of the ship. And the upper right is the front portion of the ship. Lovely area to sit out, to relax, to overlook the water, have a glass of wine, read a book up there. And then the bottom two pictures are in our main show lounge. So all the chairs are movable, very comfortable. The entire ship of people can fit in these lounges at the same time. So when we have port talks or evening entertainment, they will be able to sit back and enjoy. And of course, what would be a cruise without food? So we did just add in the upper left, we've had breakfast in the cabin for a few years that you can order at no charge. We also now just added lunch and dinner. So guests can order all three meals into their cabin if they would like at no charge. To be honest, we don't have a lot of people doing lunch and dinner, but it's a tremendous selling point. And you know what, if they're tired or maybe they just don't feel so well, they're welcome to stay in there and we will have that delivered to their cabin. In the upper right is our sky deck. So we will have a nice, wonderful outdoor eating event, when the weather is nice in town. And then the bottom, we have a picnic lunch that you can ask for to go out, take a bike out perhaps and go and enjoy the city. In the middle is our main dining room. And then the left is the front portion of our show lounge. So we have buffet meals in there for all three meals. So if you don't want to sit in dinner for, an hour and a half, you can go in there, grab some quick bites and go along. If you're maybe wanting to get off the ship or you just want to relax somewhere else, you can do that. And here's our main dining room. This is half of it. The other half is to the right of us, but it's a beautiful, elegant looking dining room. However, our guests can wear just about anything that you would like in there. The only thing that we ask is no swimming suits. And, maybe at night, put on a long pair of pants, but it's very nice. You certainly do not need to bring a suit coat, no tux. You don't need to bring a gown unless you have them and you want to bring them. You're welcome to do that. We have dining from 7 to 9 at night. You are welcome to come in at any time. There is no specific time. We don't assign tables. We don't assign table mates or waiters or waitresses. So you can switch your table every single meal if you'd like. You can switch your waiter. So it's just a really nice atmosphere where you can get to know other people. Perhaps you just want a table for two. You can have that. We have plenty of those. So it's just a really enjoyable evening. And then, of course, we also have our afternoon tea time. We talked about our breakfast in bed. And then we have our club lounge, which is on deck 3, all the way to the back. Snacks, fruits, nuts, coffees, drinks, all that kind of stuff, 24/7. So that's a nice little bonus if you're getting hungry in the middle of the night. Now, we do have complimentary beer, wine, and sparkling wine during our meals. So you will have sparkling wine included for breakfast, and then beer, wine, and of course, soda for lunch and dinner. So that is included for our guests. And so you'll always have at least 2 or 3 different kinds, a red, a white, something from the local region, and your waiter will discuss the wines for you when they come by. And we did just add this past year a complimentary happy hour before dinner. So they'll have an hour of wines, beers, different cocktails that they can choose from. And that's a nice little addition. And of course, we do have an adventure host on board. So he or she will really work with the people on the ship as to what they want to do in their activities. If they want to do some yoga, perhaps a stretch class in the morning, maybe they want to go for a bike ride. We do have 14 bikes on board and then 2 cheater bikes, our little electric bikes. Those are at no charge. You can sign those out at any time, and you can take that into town and do some touring. Excuse me. And we always like to say, with our longevity and with our relationships all over the world, we do have more to-dos and not queues. So we always go into side doors at our locations, into back doors. So our guests get to get into these places quickly. They get to see the place that we're going to, and then they get to have the rest of the time on their own. So they don't have to wait in lines. They don't have to wait in any inclement weather. We get them in, get to see their sightseeing, and then they get to do other things. We also have our Go app. So we are a sustainable company. So we have stopped taking away or stopped printing documents for our customers. And now they're used to it. When it came out a few years ago, of course, everybody wanted their documents. Now, when I say this, we have the Go app, but if they want anything printed, we will print it on board for them. We do have documents for them that we encourage that you don't print because they are quite lengthy. They can get into many, many different pages. It is all on their Go app. The people that use it, and it's a high percentage of people that use it, they love it because all of their information is in there. Their airlines, their seats, their money converters. They can get their menu for the next meal if they would like. They can go in there. Everything is in there, from all of their tours, details about the tour, their timing, everything that they could possibly need is in the Avalon Go app, including maps, shopping ideas, and most importantly, the cruise director phone number. So should they get lost. This also does not need to be on the internet. It works on GPS, so guests can go into town and it's not taking away any of their data. Now, in just a couple of weeks, we have our new ship coming out on the Douro. So the Douro is in Portugal, and we're very excited about that. So she will be a new ship. She's about 98% sold out for this year. So congratulations to all of you, because she's been doing really well. We are open for groups and individuals for 2025. So let us know if we can help you. This will be a 7-night Porto to Porto, and then you can add on a 3-night Lisbon if you would like to do that. And she's a little bit smaller than the rest of our fleet. So she's only going to be 102 guests. And the reason that we made her smaller is the ship does need to have a different type of hull on it to get through the Douro, because the Douro is a very shallow river. And our competitors will be the same size, but they have smaller cabins. And so they have about 150 guests on board, where we're only going to have 102 because we kept our cabins the same as our other cabins in Europe. So guests like that fact. And she's also going to have a swimming pool on top. So in that nice warm climate, they'll enjoy some swimming time. So who's heading to the rivers now? We are seeing families, young couples, a lot of honeymooners, and solo travelers. Keep in mind, every sailing has a few cabins that we sell to singles, that we do not charge a single supplement. So when you're looking at that, ask our reservations team if we have a cabin for them available that we won't charge. We have our Active and Discovery tours. So we get a lot of people that want to do some different type of tours. And our age is coming down a little bit because of that. So we are seeing a younger, more active person coming on the cruises. But make no mistake, we have ages of all over the place. The kids do need to be at least 5 years old. I will be honest, we don't have a lot of children on board. I will see some teenagers on board, and usually they're very well traveled, and usually they're either homeschooled or private school, but they're very well educated. So we will see that a little bit on the ships. Keep in mind, we do have different ways to take our tours. So every day the guests will have at least 1 or 2 tours included in their price. So the classic are those things of a city tour, seeing the cathedrals, the wineries, etc. In that bracket, we also have the gentle walkers. So if we have people that perhaps can't walk as much, or they're on cobblestones, we will either drive them, take a shorter route for them, maybe not as many stairs, things like that. Then we have our active, which is hiking, biking, canoeing, rafting, and our discovery, which is all about discovering that city. So painting and cooking classes. We also have backpack our passions. So we do have a lot of special interest cruises, including garden and nature and Jewish heritage, wine appreciation. So we will have an expert on board the ship that will be talking with our guests about these areas. And like the photography one will take you out and show you, most importantly, how to take pictures with your phone, which I think is really exciting, and give you some ideas. So that kind of gives you like a fast update of everything that we have. But I want to talk about a couple current promotions that we have. Because we are doing this training, we do have a $50 off per person for your guests if you should book anything over the next 2 weeks. So that code, that promo code is Rome24. You can either call us with that or you can put it online. If you have any problems, I'm going to give you my email address. So you can always email me if you have questions. We also have an age advisor incentive. So a $50 per booking Amazon gift card because you attended this training anywhere over the next 2 weeks. Now, since we set this up, we did design a flash sale this weekend. So you should be getting some information in your inbox about that. There's additional discounts for your customers. It's only this weekend, and it's an additional $100 Amazon gift card for you. So that's pretty exciting. If you book anything this weekend, you're going to get $150 Amazon just for you. So I'm thinking about going out there making a lot of bookings because that's an exciting little offer. So keep that in mind. If you have your cameras, take a picture of that. Plus, this will come out in a recording, so you'll be able to get that. And then here's my contact information as well as my inside sales manager. We're both Nancy's. We have Nancy Baumann and Nancy Dorch. Some of you have a local sales rep as well. So I cover the headquarters of 1,000 Mile Travel Group. You are welcome to contact any one of us. We are all here to just for one reason, and that is to assist you and help you in your sales endeavors. But I always tell people, if you're contacting me, contact Nancy Dorch as well. Send us an email to both of us. She is inside. She is at a desk, usually 8 hours a day. I am usually on the road or doing some things. So whoever gets it first will be more than happy to assist you. So that is all that I have today.
Okay, great. Thank you so
What
much.
questions can I answer for you?
We have a bunch of questions from everybody.
Okay.
They put it in the chat, so we can get started on that. Debbie Hodges would like to know if the 2025 tours are open yet for Scotland.
Yes, they are. So all of 2025 is open, and groups are open for 26.
Okay, perfect. Jim would like to know what are the best tour options for someone who prefers fewer hotel changes during their trip?
I'm sorry, fewer, and I'm so sorry. I have a dog in the background.
Hotel changes, no problem.
She wants
Fewer
to know.
hotel changes during the trip.
Oh my gosh. So for a tour, so the least amount of hotel changes would obviously be like that Tuscany. So that would be a 7 night in Tuscany, Italy. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, somebody let the dogs in from outside, and I'm not sure what's happening out there. But
Okay.
that was not supposed to happen. But what I would
Okay.
do, I can't remember who just asked that question. You can look at any one of our maps, either online on the travel agent portal or on the consumer site or in our travel agent guide. It will show you a map and it will show you the number of nights in each particular city. So it will have like a 2 or a 3. Or like in Monte Catino, I have a 7. So just make sure that you're not booking them into something that has a lot of one-nighters.
Okay. Jim would like to know, does Avalon do ship transfers for low water situations?
We do. Thank you for asking. So we don't have a lot of that. And the reason that we don't is because we have some of the lowest hulls out there. So for an example, I did a cruise through the Danube in the fall, which had incredibly low water. And 2 of our competitors never left the dock, the first dock. They actually turned it into a motor coach tour the entire time. We made it all the way through 6 nights, and the last night we could not make it. In that instance, we took everybody off the ship and put them into a hotel for that evening. We do know where there's going to be low water. 90% of the time it's on the Danube. It's in one specific area. So what we have chosen to do is all of our ships are identical. So we have taken one ship going north, one ship going south. And if we have that situation, we will send out our guests on a great tour for the day, feed them, and then we will swap all of their stuff into the same cabin on the other ship. Fortunately, that does not happen very much. This year, I will be honest, it's happened a few times. You know, we've had a very warm year. And so that's when it usually happens, when the summers get very warm and we have the problems in the fall.
Great information. Okay, Debbie Hodges would like to know, how can we tell the cost of shore excursions, which are included and which are an additional charge?
Well, thank you, Debbie Hodges. I hope you're doing well. I was just on a cruise with her. So how you can tell is about 90 days before the trip. It will go, if, and sometimes it's sooner, but you can go into the itinerary in your travel agent portal, pull up shore excursions, and it will pull up the additional ones, and it will pull up your regular tours as well. So it will say dollar amounts if it is a specific tour that has that is a cost, or if it's an included tour.
Okay. Elise Anderson would like to know, are there any panoramic suites with 0 single supplements?
Oh, yes, there are. So you can take any specific cabin. It's not a singles person cabin. They are our regular cabins. So you can take a lower one, you can take a panorama suite, and we will give you a single cabin, same size as the regular guests, but at no single supplement. So there is a limit of how many we can do on every sailing. So you just need to give us a call and see if there's one open for that particular sailing.
Okay. Karen Thackeray would like to know, is this weekend's incentive good for groups? If you book this
Yes.
group this weekend, will it apply?
Yes. So you can book the group this weekend, but you have to have the names. So the incentive will cover you for any names that you would put on there. So if you have some people that you know are going to book it, get your booking in. If you need help with that, I can help you with that. And then put your names in. Anything that you get in by this weekend, of course, that will apply.
That's great. Yolanda would like to know, are any of the ships able to accommodate 3 people?
Unfortunately, no. We do not have any triples on board the ships.
Debbie says the current itinerary shows the symbols of the dollar signs as $1, $2, or $3 signs for October. What does this mean?
So it means how expensive it is, and those just don't have the prices out yet. So it probably means we're still negotiating that because we're early in the year, and we haven't started sailing yet. So that will come out midsummer. That will be able to get you that.
All right. So that concludes all the questions, all great questions today. Really great.
Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nancy. This was really great and very informative. We'll be sharing the replay on the hub in our training library. And I will also share the promotion reminder for everybody as well. If you do have questions about the promotion, please do reach out to Nancy. Both Nancys directly, I'm sure, can assist you.
Of course. And thank you, everybody. We really appreciate your support, and just let us know how we can help you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.